Hello X Factory friends and family, and welcome to another Paul's voiceover video. I have a bit of a twin feature for you guys this week, and so without ado, let's dive right in. This first video is from Elvo Heremans, driver in Belgium, an X Factory driver in Belgium, from MRCL's annual Grand Prix on their, as Elvo described it, their awesome outdoor clay track. Kind of selfish reason for showing you guys this one is that it's the first time I've seen the X6 Cubed on kind of a loose outdoor track. This is from early morning practice, the first time I believe Elvo has had his car outdoors as well. I'm just getting excited for the outdoor season, honestly. I've been cooped up inside as usual in the northern Midwest. Been cooped up inside since last fall, and I'm excited. I'm going to go race outdoors myself this weekend, and I'm just looking forward to kind of the loose dirt, throwing rooster tails, having an awesome time with some actual good spiky tires on the car instead of the low-profile indoor tires we typically run. Anyway, Elvo had an awesome race at this MRCL's track. He won all 3 rounds of qualifying and then finished it off by winning all 3 Amains. So good job for Elvo, and yeah, pretty exciting. Pretty excited, getting ready for that outdoor season. X6 Cube keeps coming along and working well, and we're hoping to bring it to you probably less than a month. We're gonna see. We're talking to suppliers still getting stuff ready, starting to write instructions, that kind of thing. So it's all coming together nicely. Anyway, moving on. The second video that I'd planned to bring you guys, I was sent Elvo's video kind of this weekend after he'd run the race, and I figured I'd show it to you guys. But we're gonna go back once again to the Tennessee Winter Championship race down in Nashville that Chaz and I went to about a month ago. And this time I'm going to show you guys the two-wheel drive mod Buggy Amain. And I know I've been talking to you guys a lot about car setups and the cubed and development and testing and stuff. And I kind of wanted to go back to the roots of the voiceover videos and talk a bit about the psychology and what I'm thinking as I go through a race, because this was a pretty interesting Amain. I had TQ'd the event. I knew my car was good, and I'd been running the fastest laps. As most tracks do, the race started on the straightaway, and the end of the straightaway, if you remember from my earlier videos, was a bit of a tricky corner, just with the high banking in it, and kind of had a double apex where you turned in, and then you turned, and finished the corner. And so at the start of the race, I was just saying to myself, at the start of the race, I just didn't want to mess up the first corner. I'm like, let's not mess up the first corner. Let's get a good, clean first lap, and everything went perfect. Started out and even started to pull a small little gap, although I almost threw it away over the triple jump in the bottom right there. And yeah, great first lap. Pretty happy with that. And then dunk. Shit. Are you kidding me? I actually got really lucky there, because from 4th place back, the rest of the pack had tangled getting on the straightaway. And so, even though I wrecked at the end of the first lap, I only fell back to 4th place, which that's a break, because then I don't have to work through the rest of the field. If you fall back to 10th spot, it's a lot more work than coming back from 4th. And as you can see there, Michael Skeen, who'd taken over 3rd place, made the same mistake I did just 1 lap later. And so I was pretty quickly back up into 3rd place and chasing down X Factory teammate Dan Reno and Jackie Woodard, who's running that red car in 2nd spot. And that's going to be most of the race for me. And again, talking about psychology, you made a mistake, and I've mentioned this time and time again, you can't get angry at yourself, you can't get mad, you just got to put that bit between your teeth and start working and running laps. And I was helped out a little bit because I knew that I'd TQ'd the race, I knew that I was running the fastest race times, the fastest, laps, and that I should be able to catch these guys, Anyway, and I was pretty happy to see Dan Reno, obviously my teammate, up in the lead with our new X6 Cubed. And chasing down Jackie in the middle, driving the Kyosho. Something I wanted to mention is that the guys at Thunder, the other racers at Thunder, did a beautiful job of pulling over and letting the leaders by. That's obviously important in qualifying when you have a guy who's on a good pace to, if Mark qualifying, you should pull over and let him by. He's already beaten you on the clock. But it's also, especially on such a tight, small track like this race course, where the lanes are only 7-8 foot wide, it's just a huge relief when you're a race leader to have someone pull over and let you by and not have to work to pass someone when there's a really fast racer right on your heels, like Jackie is on Mr. Reno here. Just really, it's such a nice favor, and I can't thank guys enough when they do a nice job. And you won't lose much time, and you really make just a cleaner race for everybody. So congrats to the guys at Thunder for really doing well. And oh no, Dan makes a mistake here, rolls over, and you know, it's funny, I'm still back in that third spot, and you always hope when you're in third, you always hope that the leaders are going to tangle, that if first place wrecks, second place is going to collect him up, you know. And that didn't happen here, so that was a little disappointing. But again, you just gotta keep on your lines, keep on your driving, and stay in that rhythm. With Dan's wreck, Jackie's out in the lead, but I have caught up quite a bit. As you can see, I'm back in the video frame. Jackie is just looking smooth as butter. Up in that lead spot, though. I know he'd been getting faster through the weekend. He was a bit off the pace in round 1 on Saturday morning, but by Sunday morning, he'd caught up and made himself the third guy to run 21 laps in qualifying. So it was definitely a 3-horse race going into the event. Now this is a bit of a tight spot for me here. Oh, nice wheelie. Because I'm stuck behind my teammate, Dan, and I need to get by him, but you're not going to take out your teammate. You know, you're not going to drive quite as hard behind a teammate as you would another driver. And so when Dan made a similar mistake as I did at the start of the race, at the end of the straightaway there, I was lucky not to catch him and get caught up myself. And so now I'm up into second place and chasing down Jackie and just trying to keep him in my sights. The race was starting to wind down, though. I believe it was only a 5-minute race. And I started making a few small mistakes. And that's really just evidence that I was pushing my car as hard as I could. I'll tell you what, this is some of the best practice that you'll get in not that this race was practice, but you know, when the race is winding down and you're really, this is the hardest you will ever push yourself, is when you're in second place trying to catch that leader. And this is so much fun to me. I remember on the driver's stand pushing myself, and it's stressful and it's work, but it's enjoyable. You know, this is why I make these cars. This is why I run them. This is why I race. Is this point right here? It's just fun to be hunting down another driver and pushing your car to the absolute limit, and trying to make up time. Something that is kind of an experienced racer is I'm catching up to Jackie here, and you can see I am running him down a little bit. Like I said, I was running the fastest times all weekend. I'm starting to look for a way around. I'm starting to try to figure out, all right, how am I going to get around him? Not just, you know, catching him is one thing, but especially on this tight, narrow track, unless he makes a mistake, I got to figure out where I'm going to make a pass. And this track really wasn't conducive to side-by-side racing. Especially the left side, there was really only one line. I actually thought about cutting the corner on that little double jump headed towards the driver's stand. Even that crossed my mind, although that would have been illegal, and I probably would have been penalized for it, so I wasn't going to try that. But the most likely place to pass was probably going to be on the right side, but Jackie makes a mistake, succumbs to the pressure, and we get through and back up into the lead. And with the race winding down, I think the clock is going to expire between me and Dan Reno, who bumped up into that second spot with Jackie's mistake. I end up getting a victory lap and closing it out. And I don't know if you can tell in this last lap, I'm just kind of mailing it in. I mean, you know you've won the race at this point. You're just going around, not pushing anymore. And just that relief is welling through you, and you don't care because you won the race. So, way to go me. Pretty exciting. It was a good way to wrap up my weekend in Tennessee. Had a lot of great time, as I've said, down there with those guys. And I will see you guys next time.